Tonight, Golden West is trying to end a 7-match losing streak, and they like their chances this evening because the team they're playing is the team they beat in their last win, which we're going to step aside for just a moment. The national anthem is going on. Golden West is trying to end a 7-match losing streak, and they like their chances tonight because they're playing Santiago Canyon, a squad that they beat back in September. However, the Rustlers are not 100%. Their starting setter, Sophia Peterson, is out with a hurt ankle, which she suffered in a match 3 matches ago. So without her, according to head coach Bill Lawler, it's sort of been, let's try different players to see who does the best job at that position. But as we bring on the second member of our broadcast team, Chris Austin, a former setter at UC Irvine, Chris, you know the struggles when a team does not have that consistency at the setter position.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to not have your setter coming into a season is one thing, but it's almost worse to lose your setter once the season's already started. You have the off season going, you get ready to get into flow, you think you're getting in a rhythm, and a setter with some good size is a person you end up losing out on. So we're going to see tonight how Golden West can, counteract. Coming off a 7-match streak, like you said, Santiago Canyon was the last team that they were able to beat. Santiago Canyon coming in with only 7 players on their roster, so they won't be making any substitutions tonight. It's going to be a consistent flow from them. So Golden West has their work cut out for them. They have a good opportunity to win here against the Santiago Canyon team who doesn't have any kind of reserves, but without your starting setter, that could be a tough battle. So as they get ready to slap hands here, we're going to get this competition going. All right, we get ready to get into the pregame rituals here. Both teams huddling up, talking about what they want to do during the match, how they're going to attack each other. From my experience, this is a place where most of the information should come from. You want to know what you're doing before you get ready to play, before you get ready to take the actions. You want to have a pretty good idea of what is happening on the other side of the net, what you want to be happening on your side of the net. So hopefully those discussions were happening in those team huddles. The players are spreading out into their positions, into their rotations, and we're going to get this thing rolling.
Well, Chris, you have coached a lot of these players that you're seeing out there on the floor. What do you expect some of the keys to this match to be?
Yeah, I definitely think for Golden West, it's going to be us keeping an eye on that setter battle the whole night. Without having your starting setter, like you said earlier, the coach is going to be switching around some different players, seeing who can get in flow, which completely comes down to a confidence thing. If you're not the primary setter most of the time, you have to be able to show an ability to have some sort of confidence to be able to run the team. And for Santiago Canyon, like you said, a player who I coached her 18th season in club, Falinga, standing there at middle back in the blue jersey, passing half of the court. She'll be receiving about 80% of the sets tonight, according to their coach. So we'll see if they can get off to a good start here with a tip that falls in the middle of the court.
Yeah, that is a tip that falls in for Stacy Zumbeck, number 23. And again, these are two teams that maybe aren't having the greatest of years for Santiago Canyon. They started the program, I believe, in 2017. and just 3 and 10 on the side for Golden West. There is a swing that goes out of bounds and long.
Yeah, like you were saying before, I talked to their coach, Alex Griffiths of Santiago Canyon, before the match started, and she said this is the 3rd year for the program. She's taken over as the first-year head coach, and it's a brand-new team. They lost a lot of players from last year. She said at one point the team only had 5 players on it, so they put up some signs around the school asking who was interested in playing volleyball, and the 4 blonde girls who you'll see on their bench were the girls who ended up adding to the team, and there's a nice dig right there.
Hey, get the score whenever you can, okay?
Off the swing, that one is dug. Santiago Canyon, I should say, up 2-0. Outside to Holmes, and she's able to find the floor. She had 9 kills against Saddleback the other day.
Yeah, number 9, Madison Holmes there with the roll shot over the block to area 2. A good strategy Golden West should use tonight against Santiago Canyon is a lot of tips, a lot of off speeds. Get them tired early. They don't have a single substitution.
That one, they go outside. Swing by Borak. And a poor first contact behind the attacking line. Free ball sent the side to Golden West. Outside set to Holmes, over the block, and it's dug out in the backcourt.
Falinga already received 4 sets in these first 3 points.
They look to Holmes again. They keep going to her, don't they, Chris?
And she's scoring down that deep line. She's going to be able to work that line if that setter for Santiago Canyon doesn't start getting over the net.
You think about Holmes looking for that bounce-back performance just a match ago against Fullerton. 2 kills, 2 hitting errors on 22 tries. She flatlined it hitting percentage-wise.
Yeah, that's some pretty good stats right there. So Falinga grabs another set, but you can see Golden West is crashing in on the tip. They're not going to let that score.
They will fire one out of the back row from Botana. And I guess that was inside the antenna. Very close.
Subjective for sure.
Back row set to Zumbeck. She is dug by Juarez. Botana firing away in the deep cross court. And that one dropping in for a kill. That one off the defense of Arissa Pue.
You know, at this level, what it ends up coming down to so often is the ball control. Because at the Division I level, even any 4-year university level, you're dealing with at least 1 or 2 big hitters. And when you're at the junior college level, you usually don't have that. Your best option is a girl who doesn't jump well with a good shoulder, or a girl who jumps okay who doesn't have a good shoulder. So it ends up being a lot of powder puff back and forth. We'll see who can have the better ball control down the stretch here.
3 serving 3 here in game 1, and it is Naomi Ruiz, the freshman libero, looking to slap it the side of Golden West. Juarez gets the first contact. They go outside off the net to Holmes, firing down the shot.
Oh.
Reaching down for it was Botana. Cross-court shot, cutting it. This will be returned.
Yeah, Golden West can keep hoping for sets like they're setting right now, 10 feet off the net. I give Santiago another set 10 feet off the net. It's going to be hard to score with sets coming 10 feet off the net that way.
No question about it. And these teams, they already played in the regular season, and Golden West won, and that came back in September 14th. Since then, it's been a 7-match losing streak for Golden West. And like we talked about, Chris, trying to find pieces. They have a lot of players on their team, but maybe not as much experience as they wish.
Definitely. For any team, I don't care what level it is, losing 7 matches in a row is going to start to kill your morale a little bit. So they're hoping tonight against an opponent who they're confident that they at least have the opportunity to beat. They're going to see if they can get over that hump and leave tonight with a win at home.
Holly Hennessy will step back from the service line, the 5'9" outside hitter out of Huntington Beach, California, the sophomore, going down the line. Big swing, ricocheting off the block and right in front of a sprawling out Madison Holmes who could not make a play on it.
Yeah, there's Falinga again getting one of those 80% of the sets that her coach said she was going to get, and she is just blasting into the hands for kills. There's an overpass.
And it's put down on the side of Santiago Canyon. And they increase their lead to 2, 6 serving 4 in this opening frame.
See if she can get a run going here. This is what they've been looking for. Again, 7 players. It's not easy odds to be going against. Here's a transition set for Falinga. And a tip.
A tip that falls right in front of Nicole Powers as she tried to dig that one to no avail, and that lead increases to 3.
And so is that Holly Hennessy setting the offense here, number 8?
It looks like it is, and Coach Lawler talked about that we're going to try a lot of different players at that position because no one has really solidified themselves as the go-to setter with Peterson out.
There we go. So Golden West College, unlike Santiago College, has a beach program, and often in beach volleyball, that's something you do is you move people around. Everybody has to do every skill. So in the fall, I got the opportunity to watch Holly Hennessy actually play on the beach, and so it's not surprising to me that her coach is trying her out at the setter position.
That's a great point because in that role, you have to be good serving, passing. You have to have an all-around game.
Definitely. You got to be able to run the court. You got to be able to put people where you want them. And like you said before, you got to make sure that you have a well-rounded game. And so she's doing an okay job here. Falinga.
Oh, the double block at the pin.
Yeah, and that can be the danger of being somebody who doesn't jump very well but has a really good shoulder. Sometimes it can take care of you by being able to go off the hands and get the ball to the ground faster, but a lot of times if any kind of block's in front of you, that ball's going to get to your own side of the court quicker.
Powers got the gist of that, averaging 0.5 blocks per set. Tallest member on the Rustlers at 6 feet.
It's pretty good size for a young lady.
Michaela has her shot dug.
Oh, tough set, double. And that can be one of the dangers right there of having somebody who's not a primary setter run your offense. You're going to deal with a couple of those lack of training woes.
In talking to Coach Lawler, he said we're going to have to be more conservative with our passing because Peterson had an ability to vary the sets, but when you don't have somebody that has that much experience, they kind of have to simplify things a little bit, which plays into the favor of Santiago Canyon.
Definitely, and we're seeing it right here. Holly Hennessy for Santiago Canyon to go 8-6. She ends up doubling a set, and right there she sets a ball about 2 inches off the net to the point where her attacker cannot attack it over the net, and now Santiago Canyon starts their run. So I won't be surprised to see a timeout here from Golden West in the next 2 points.
Yeah, that was Zumbeck right into the block and out, and it's 10-6 in favor of Santiago Canyon, with Michaela back to serve, the sophomore.
Falinga with another ace. That's who Alex Griffiths, the coach of Santiago Canyon, calls her best player. So, like I said, I won't be surprised. One more point goes Santiago Canyon's way. I think we're going to see a timeout here from Golden West.
Coach Griffiths of Santiago Canyon, I asked her kind of what are some of the strengths of this team. She said, we are a better passing team. We're also better serving and serve receive.
Yeah, that was a tough set. Yeah, and another one from Holly Hennessy right there. Let's see if the coach is going to let it ride. There's that timeout we were talking about right there. One more point. So coaches generally look for patterns, and why is their team not able to score points? Why is their team not able to side out? And there's a good example there. Holly Hennessy had a few tough situations happen in a row, so 3 plays don't go their way, and it ends up being a double your score lead for Santiago Canyon.
So, Chris, if you're Coach Lawler right now in that huddle, what are you telling the players? Despite the fact some of the lack of production with not having a player like Peterson out there.
If it's me, I'm talking about bettering the ball right now because it's not the first contacts right now that are the reason they're losing points. They're making some digs. They're popping the ball up on the first contact in the middle of the court. Its second contacts are leading to worse third contacts right now. So I'm talking to setters, whether that be my primary setter or my secondary setters, about putting the ball at a spot where we can get our feet there and at least take a swing, and then telling hitters, if you have a good set, go take a chance. And if you don't have a good set, you still have a responsibility to better the ball. You can't just pop it in the net or give a free ball to Area 6 to Santiago Canyon.
No doubt about that. And look, I mean, to start the year, Golden West, they accrued a couple wins. They went 2-0 to begin the year. They showed some life. They had some confidence going. Back-to-back 5-set wins at home, coming against Santa Monica and then San Diego City College. But things have not gone the direction that they would have liked.
Yeah, that is just a tough situation to lose your setter. I mean, right there is a perfect example. You have an in-system pass. The ball is passed higher than the antenna, inside of the 10-foot line, and your setter is bump setting an in-system ball. Like that's not going to lead to great results for your team at any level.
The lead grows to 7. Michaela serves to Holmes, and they will send a free ball to Santiago Canyon.
It's a nice pass. And hand set, you see the
They hit the antenna.
So we're dealing with a little bit of a setter battle here. We got to see which setter is going to put the ball more consistently in an attackable spot. But Santiago Canyon's in good shape here. If they pass the ball, get a nice clean set, I think they're going to side out in this situation. There's a clean pass. There's a clean set. And there's a side out.
That was a very powerful swing by Zumbeck, really testing that double block on the pin and dicing it through that block for the kill.
It's nice to see attackers at this level be aggressive. So often, like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, you see a lot of tipping, a lot of roll shotting. But if you have some hitters who will rise up and take a crack, that's going to lead to some good results for you. That's a better set from Holly Hennessy.
And that one is ripped down.
That's bettering the ball at its finest right there. Good pass, better set, better attack. That's how you're going to score points at this level.
Mia Lara will come in, replacing Nicole Powers. Lara, 14 aces on the year, 10 service errors. The freshman out of Fountain Valley, California.
Tough serve.
Overpass off the dig, slugged by Botana. But out of bounds?
That's unfortunate. No, when she rose up to hit the overpass, her hand touched the net. So point for Santiago Canyon. That just shows a little bit of a lack of discipline in execution.
Marissa Pue now from the baseline.
15-8, Santiago Canyon.
Holmes.
It's tough to score with those sets being 9 to 10 feet off the net. We're going to have to – that's a better set. See, when the ball's closer to the net, you give yourself a better opportunity to hit with power.
Juarez, 2 hands it deep corner. It is good.
Just out.
Just out. Okay.
Just out. So we've got 2 line judges here. This one, Anthony Wong-Arantes, the young boy standing on the corner over here. He's going to call it if it's deep, and then you've got a line judge calling if it's wide.
Because from his vantage point, it was
good. Exactly. That's a good set.
To the perimeter for
I think
Holmes.
There was a touch there, yeah.
And, yeah, a touch. And it's 9 serving 16. Abigail Botana.
So I'm watching closely Santiago Canyon. They've got some rotations where they pass with 2 passers here. It seems like when they're going against Golden West stand float serves, then they're going to pass with 2 people, simplify it, less people to get in the way, and then when they're going against any kind of jump float or topspin serve, they bring back a 3rd or 4th passer. There's a stand float serve example for you. Bump set, 10 feet off the net. It's hard to score. It's a nice hit by Holly Hennessy. She seems to have to do a lot for her team over there on Golden West.
Still a 7-point lead for Santiago Canyon. Jennifer Pham will come in